I turned 50. I am super excited. It is 5 days. Yay! Good morning, good morning, good morning. This morning is much better than yesterday morning because I am telling you, in the Washington metropolitan area, they called it a tropical storm, but I thought I was in the middle of a monsoon. Do you hear what I'm telling you? I love the rain, but I love that cute rain. The rain that Janet Jackson sang about, the rain that you go skipping in with the one that you love and a cute little umbrella that you twirling around, that kind of rain. That's not what we had yesterday. What we had yesterday was a complete deluge. And we are praying this morning for those individuals who were significantly impacted in the South. I mean, whole communities were wiped out. And here in the West, in the Washington, D.C. area in Southern Maryland, three tornadoes, three confirmed tornadoes touched down. And there are two communities, one in particular, where the road has washed out, and there are several families. It's a private road, but it leads back to a community of several homes that nobody can get to. So we are definitely interceding on their behalf. We are interceding on behalf of those individuals that lost loved ones as a result of this tropical storm. I cannot imagine the grief and the loss. So I am indeed not making light of that. The title of today's talk and my countdown to 50. Today is day 5, and the number 5 means grace, right? God's grace and goodness for humans is what 5 illustrates. Biblically speaking, spiritually speaking, is grace. So I thought, how appropriate to say that the title be, I'm not JLo at 50, but grace is good. So I don't know if you saw it, but during the Super Bowl, JLo and Shakira were the halftime show. Now, however you felt about the halftime show is how you felt. But when I was watching it, the one thing that impressed this sister here is the fact that J Lo at 50 was working that stage. Do you hear me? She was working the stage, she was working the pole, and I looked at her like, and tears filled up in my eyes, not whether or not the show was fantastic or not fantastic, but I know the concept and the idea of living in a society where youth is lauded and praised. And as we age, as women in particularly, how in some circles we lose value, right? How it is not often, more so now we see it, but typically it wasn't often to see even women newscasters on the news with gray hair. It wasn't commonplace when I was coming up, now it is, to see African American women, Black women with their natural hair, and older women natural hair and gray hair. So that's why today I decided to go with my little curls today, and just let it all hang out, because although I'm not J Lo at 50, grace is good. God's grace is sufficient. And one thing I'm learning as I age is I wasn't a big comparison person anyway, because I look at it like this: God only made one Lisa. He only made one Susan. He only made one Emily. He only made one Naomi. He only made one Alexis, and so on and so forth. There is only one you. Even if you are a twin, God and God's infinite wisdom is so amazing that even if you are a twin, identical, right? You share the same DNA, you share the same womb at the same time. Even still, guess what? your fingerprints are different. Everything else externally may look identical. However, your fingerprint is still different. Dental dental pattern still different. So that is the importance and uniqueness of accepting God's grace and his goodness for humans, is that he only made one of each of us. I know they say each of us has a doppelganger out there, but guess what? The doppelganger is the only doppelganger. They are them. And if I don't show up like I need to show up in the earth, then there is a gap. There is a hole that has to be filled. If you don't show up the way that you need to show up, there is a hole. There is a gap. I think my earrings are clanging against, I can hear. There is a gap. So I need you to show up. I need you to be you and own your space and your assignment. Just like JLo, sister girl got up there and owned it all. When I looked at her, I was like, at 50, six pack, I think she had a 12 pack. I mean, just beautiful and amazing and strong and holding her own. I'm able to do that too by God's grace. Oh no, not the pole, hon. Let's be clear, not the pole. But I am able to show up in the earth the way God designed me to show up. And I am super excited that there are resources, more resources coming available for us to embrace God's grace where we are, at whatever age we are and stage we are. But the beautiful part of being in midlife is that we learn just to be, right? Just to be. And I'm excited that of all the things that God is doing and me embracing this new midlife journey, is that I am hosting, let's see, did I put a video in here? Ooh, oh, here it is. So I host on Wednesday mornings, like today, I host a television program on the Now Network called The Blueprint, where the goal of The Blueprint is we help you design your life's vision and goals one episode at a time. And the Now Network reaches 80 million homes. More than 80 million homes. It goes out by satellite. It's on Roku, and my program airs at 4:30 a.m. every Wednesday, right? So yes, it aired this morning, but because I know some of you may not be up that early, I have decided to start airing the replays throughout the day on Wednesday. But I am super excited that next week's featured guest on the Blueprint is Dr. Kelly V. Hayes. She is a CEO, executive pastor, certified executive and transformation coach, and she is so much more. But you have to tune in on next Wednesday, August the 12th at 4:30 a.m. And the reason why she is so the person to highlight on today with my 5 days counting down and on my day of embracing grace and God's grace and where I am right now, is that she has just released her first book, The Enlightened Woman: Inspiration and Reflections to Rediscover the Joy of Being You in Midlife and Beyond. You can go to her website, kellyvhayes.global, and learn more about her coaching practice, and services that are available for you. But even just as important is the ability to get her book. When I'm telling you, talk about embracing God's grace and where we are in midlife, she has done an awesome job of capsulizing just a bit of the journey of midlife. And look, can you see it? This good lighting, I'm not sure if you can see it. Bottom line, I've got my copy, right? And I am willing to get more copies and gift because I am supporting her, and gift a couple of copies. But now the only way that I know how to gift a couple of copies is I need to read some comments. You are more than welcome to take it's on here. You are more than welcome to take the strength survey. And so you may wonder, why is she pushing this strength survey? Why is she pushing this character strength survey? Because you know what, part of embracing midlife and part of not the art of not comparing ourselves to someone else is knowing what we bring to the table, knowing our giftings and our talents. And the beautiful part of the character strength survey is that you, for free, this is free, you get your top 5 character strengths. You get to see who you are, and what beauty that you bring to the table, and again to further reinforce how you are uniquely you, how there is only one you, and you need to show up in your fullness, just like JLo at 50 showed up in her fullness on that Super Bowl stage, and just like Dr. Kelly Hayes has shown up in a beautiful way in her book, The Enlightened Woman. And you have to join me next week. Wherever you're watching me right now, the replay will be throughout the day. I think the first replay is scheduled for 11 a.m. on next Wednesday, August the 12th, 2020. And so let me read a little bit. This is chapter 3, Celebrate Yourself. Stop waiting for something special to happen to celebrate yourself. Your divine existence is worthy of celebration, which is what we're talking about this morning, right? I'm no JLo, but grace is good. The angels rejoiced when God was knitting you in your mother's womb. Neither the circumstances of your birth nor the context of your upbringing diminishes the holiness of your presence on the earth. Come on now. You need to get a copy, and you need to watch the interview. I am telling you, it gave me life. The interviews are typically shorter, but this was so good. It was so fulfilling, and it was such medicine for my soul that it went longer than anticipated. And we could have done a part 2 or part 3, and that may happen. So I look forward to reading your comments. But today, know that even though I'm no JLo, grace is good. God's grace for me is good. God's grace for my journey is good. The fact that I am still here today, the fact that you are still here today, the fact that you are watching this, know there is only one you. There is only one you. And I need you to show up in all your glory and greatness and grace and love and giftings. Otherwise, there is a gap. There is something I need from you, and there is something you need from me. I'm going to do my part. I'm showing up. Hey, this is the 5th day, 5 days to 50. And look, if you get a chance, fill out that survey. It is 100% free, and you get your top 5 character strengths. You get to get a further insight of what you bring to the table. Also, you will get notified when I have the webinar the day after my birthday. You'll get more information in a few days. And so, and that too is 100% free, but we will delve into your number one. This is a group webinar, your number one character strength. So when you take that survey, I get the results as well, and I get to see your top 5. So that'll help me frame the webinar so that it is most beneficial and impactful for those who attend. So please do take time to get the survey, and also visit Kelly V. Hayes Global to get your copy of the book, and also get to see more about the services that she offers. It's awesome. It's also available on Amazon, but go to the website because it's some very good information there, and it's a beautiful website, by the way. And don't forget to join me for the program uh, the Now Network next week for the replay, the Blueprint, where we help you design your life's visions and goals one episode at a time. All right, it has been exciting to be with you guys. I will see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. sharp because we will be 4 days away from 50. And I'm super excited to see what word and inspiration and encouragement that the Lord will have for us. See you then.